Good morning, students. Today we are going to start chapter 1, that is Three Questions, written by Leo Tolstoy. This chapter has two parts, but today we will read and understand only part 1. So, before we start this chapter, a king has three questions and he is seeking answers to them. What are the questions? Does the king get what he wants? So, this is a story of a king who wants to know answers to three questions. What are the questions? Does the king get what he wants? Let's read and understand to find out answers to these questions. Paragraph 1. The thought came to a certain king that he would never fail if he knew three things. These three things were: what is the right time to begin something? Which people should he listen to? What is the most important thing for him to do? So, in this paragraph, certain means particular or specific, and begin means to start. In this paragraph, we get to know about the king and the thought which came to his mind. One day he got an idea. He thought that he would never fail in his life, and as the king of the kingdom, if he would know three things. These three things were the answers of the three questions which came to his mind. The first question was, what is the right time to begin something? The king wanted to know when he should begin to do some work. Here, he wanted to know a particular time or way by which he would be able to do his work on time. The second question was, which people should he listen to? Here, the king wanted to know who is the most important person or who should he listen to or pay attention to. The third question was, what is the most important thing for him to do? This question means that he wanted to know which task or which aspect or part of his work is the most important one. Here he wanted to know which task should be given more attention than the others. Next paragraph. The king therefore sent messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone who would answer these three questions. Here, messengers means people who spread message or transmit a message from one person to another. Throughout means all over a particular place, and sum means quantity or volume. In this paragraph, we get to know the first thing the king did to get the answers to his three questions. He sent messengers spreading the king's word that he wanted to know the answers to his three questions, and that the king promised that correct person would get a reward, a large amount of money. Next paragraph. Many wise men came to the king, but they all answered the questions differently. Here, wise means someone who has a better judgment, experience, and great intelligence, and differently means dissimilarly. According to this statement, many wise men, all those who could answer the king's question, came to meet the king. However, they all answered differently. The king got 2-3 answers for each question. Next paragraph. In reply to the first question, Some said the king must prepare a timetable and then follow it strictly. Only in this way, they said, could he do everything at its proper time. Others said that it was impossible to decide in advance the right time for doing something. The king should notice all that was going on, avoid foolish pleasures, and always do whatever seemed necessary at that time. Yet others said that the king needed a council of wise men who would help him act at the proper time. This was because one man would find it impossible to decide correctly without help from others the right time for every action. In this paragraph, strictly means obediently and resolutely or diligently. Avoid means to stop oneself from doing something, to keep away from someone or something. Foolish means unwise or pointless. Pleasures means luxuries, enjoyment, or satisfaction. Seemed means appeared or looked. Council means a group of people chosen to make rules or to give advice. And impossible means something which does not seem possible. In this paragraph, the different answers of the wise man are being told. Some said that the king should prepare a timetable in which each and every task will be covered and followed diligently. Only by making a timetable would he be able to do everything at its correct time. However, others answered that no one could decide the right time to do something in advance. To do so, a person has to be observant. The king should observe or notice all that was going on in his kingdom and in his affairs and decide accordingly. The king should always take a step which seems to be the most important step of all. The king should be active, energetic, and present minded. For this, the king should avoid unnecessary or pointless pleasures, enjoyment, or satisfaction. However, there was a third answer too. Some people said that the king needed a council of wise men who would help him act at a proper time. According to them, it was impossible for a single to decide correctly. The king would need help and guidance which he would get from the council. Next paragraph. But then others said that there were some things which could be urgent. These things could not wait for the decision of the council. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future. And only magicians could do that. The king therefore would have to go to magicians. Here, urgent means important or emergency matters. In this paragraph, we get to know that there was a fourth answer to the first question. What was the right time to begin something? The fourth answer was that there were some things which were more important than others. These things required speed and good use of time. On the other hand, the decision-making council's process was a bit slow or time-consuming for such emergency matters. In order to decide the right time to begin some task, the king would have to look into the future. And who could do that? The answer is magicians. Only magicians could look into the future. Hence, the king would have to go and get help from the magicians. Next paragraph. In their answer to the second question, some said that people most necessary to the king were his counselors. Others said the priest. A few others chose the doctors, and yet others said that his soldiers were the most necessary. Here, counselors means people of the council or members of the council. In this paragraph, we get to know about the various answers to the second question. Let's remember the second question. The second question was, which people should the king listen to? So, according to first answer to the question, the king should listen to the council of minister, the counselors. Others said that the king should listen to priest, the holy men. A few wise men chose doctors as the people the king should listen to. The fourth answer was soldiers, those who fight and are willing to give up their lives and die for the king and kingdom. Next paragraph. To the third question, some said science, others chose fighting, and yet others religious worship. In this paragraph, we get to know about the various answers to the third question. Let's remember the third question. The third question was, what is the most important thing for the king to do? So, there were three answers to this question. First was science, which will help in the development of the kingdom and invention of new innovative things for the benefit of kingdom and its people. Second was fighting for the kingdom and its citizen, whereas the third answer was religious worship for staying linked with God. Next paragraph. As the answers to his question were so different, the king was not satisfied and gave no reward. Instead, he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. Here, satisfied means to be happy, enjoyed, or filled with contentment. Seek means to look for or to search for. Advice means suggestion, guidance, or help. Certain means particular or specific. Hermit means a person who lives alone and leads a simple life. Widely means largely, on a big scale. Known means to be famous or popular. In this paragraph, we get to know how troubled the king was with the answers of the wise man. The answers were many and they were all different from one another. Since the answers were so different, he was unable to declare which answer was correct and which was not. This made him greatly dissatisfied and unhappy. So now, what he wanted the advice of a single wise person. And who was that wise person? The hermit, who was popular for his wisdom. Therefore, the king decided to go and search for the hermit and ask him the three questions and their answers. Next paragraph. The hermit lived in a wood which he never left. He saw no one but simple people, and so the king put on ordinary clothes. Before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. Here, wood means a small forest. Simple means uncomplicated or innocent, and ordinary means simple, plain, or not too fashionable. Here we get to know more about hermit and what all the king did to get ready to meet the hermit. The hermit lived in a small forest and he never left the place. The hermit saw only innocent or straightforward people, so the king also dressed plainly so that he would also look like a simple person. But why did the king do so? The king did so because the hermit never met anyone except simple people. So, if the king would not look like a simple person, the hermit would not meet the king. Then, before the king who was riding a horse and was with his bodyguard, reached the hermit's hut, what did he do? He left the horse and bodyguard behind and went on alone. But why did he do such a thing? The king did so because the hermit met only a few people. So if he would have gone to meet him along with his horse and a bodyguard, the hermit would not allow him inside his hut and it would have ruined his simple image. Next paragraph. As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. He greeted the king and continued digging. The hermit was old and weak, and as he worked, he breathed heavily. Here, heavily means slowly and loudly. So, when the king reached the hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. When he saw the king, he just greeted him, but he didn't leave his work. He kept on digging the ground. During this time, what did the king notice about the hermit? He noticed that the hermit was old and weak. He wasn't healthy enough to do the digging work. And as he worked, he breathed heavily, which means he was tired. Next paragraph. The king went up to hermit and asked, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? Who are the people I need most? And what affairs are the most important? Here, affairs means things, matters, or business. So the king went up to hermit, told him the reason why he had came here, and asked him the 3 questions. The first question was, how can he learn to do the things at the right time? Second question was, who were the people he needed most? And the third question was, what affairs were the most important? Next paragraph. The hermit listened to the king but did not speak. He went on digging. You are tired, said the king. Let me take the spade and work in your place. Thanks, said the hermit, giving the king his spade. Then he sat down on the ground. Here, spade means a tool with a sharp edge used for digging. The hermit listened to the king and his questions. However, instead of replying or giving answers, he went on digging. As we read earlier, the king noticed how old and weak the hermit was and how difficult this task was for him. The king felt sorry for the hermit. That is why the king decided to do the digging for the hermit. The hermit thanked the king for his kindness and gave him the spade. Then he sat down on the ground and relaxed. Next paragraph. When the king had dug 2 beds, he stopped and repeated his questions. The hermit gave no answers but stood up, stretching out his hand for the spade, and said, "Now you rest and let me work." But the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. Here, beds means small patches of ground for plants, and stretching means straightening or extending one's body or a part of one's body to its full length. After the king had finished digging two beds, he stopped and repeated his questions, hoping that the hermit would reply. He had done a lot of work for the hermit, and so he felt like he would surely get his answers. However, the hermit didn't answer. Instead, he stood up and asked for his spade and stretched out his hand for the tool. The hermit would not pay any attention to the king's question. He seemed to be too busy in his work for it. But did the king return the spade? No, he didn't. He wanted to continue in the hope that the hermit would answer after seeing his kindness. Next paragraph. 1 hour passed, then another. The sun went down behind the trees, and at last the king stuck the spade into the ground and said, "I come to you, wise man, for an answers to my question. If you can give me no answer, tell me so I will return home." "Here comes someone running," said the hermit. Here, stuck means push a sharp or pointed object into or through something. In the last paragraph, we learned that the king didn't give back the spade to the hermit. He continued digging. Furthermore, in this paragraph, we learn that the king kept on digging for 2 hours. The sun went down behind the trees, meaning that the sun had set. It was evening. After digging for 2 hours, he became furious, and finally he pushed the spade into the ground and said that he had came to the hermit, who is being referred to as a wise man here, for the answers to his 3 questions. And if he cannot give them due to any reason, the hermit can just say so, and the king would just go back to his home. Instead of replying to the king about the 3 questions, he changed the topic and pointed towards the person who was running towards them. Here your part 1 gets over. We'll continue part 2 in the next video.